Hey, welcome to the Let's Do Video live stream. Today we're trying something different. We're actually going to have a live stream where we're going to talk about planning a live stream. I'm here with Kelly Perkins. Hey, Kelly.
Hello, how goes it, David?
Good. Good. Do you want to introduce yourself? Everyone knows you, but
Sure. Well, I'm not sure everyone knows me,
everyone knows you.
but I'm Kelly, Kelly Perkins, and I worked in the audio visual industry, so not so much on the UC side, but AV. For quite some time, I worked for a company called Vadio that made robotic PTZ cameras, and then I worked for an integration firm called AVI Systems, and a whole plethora of other things. I worked for NSCA, uh, industry association. And then now I'm doing my own thing. And it's been awesome because I help David as well, which brings at least a dozen giggles every week, which is one of my favorite parts about working with David.
Yeah, one of the reasons we're working together is because I'm always the guy who says, we can put little kittens in the corner, and people say, no, 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 do that. And Kelly says, where'd the kittens go? So
It's true.
it's going to be fun. So what we're actually doing here is we're going to do a live stream. We want to make it a weekly regular thing. I've been doing more and more live streaming. Everyone's been doing more and more live streaming, but I'm not over it yet. I'm having more and more fun with it. And the thing is, I haven't had a regular stream. It's when I have something to share, something to talk about, someone to talk to, I do a stream. And meanwhile, Kelly and I, we've been working together on more and more projects that we both got busy, being in the video industry when the pandemic hits, we've both been busy. And every project we work on, we have these chats and we say, we should have live streamed that. So, we said, let's do a live stream. And I got overwhelmed with like how I'm going to plan a whole new live stream. I don't know what to do. And we said, you know what, let's just do it. Let's just turn it on. So a little scared here. We don't have a script. We don't know what we're talking about, but what we're going to talk about is basically why we want to do this. And well, Kelly, I think you came to me with this saying, hey, can we do more of these together? So what were you thinking? We'll let you start on this one.
Okay. Well, I I guess so. I moved to Texas during all of this craziness, um, and you really you can't leave the house, right? For the most part. So it's hard to keep in touch with people, and it's hard to feel connected. And David's been really awesome at making me feel like I'm part of a team and that I'm connected with people, and just being able to frankly shoot the shit and just talk as friends. So, and it's been so fun. And we're doing like both, Let's Do Video and myself are doing all these like crazy cool projects. So I was like, maybe we could share some of these ideas with people in a very informal, not like we have to have scheduled in a content calendar and invite guests, but more just like a chat between the two of us on, sharing some of the cool things that we're doing and what's working, what hasn't worked, what are some of our challenges, what are some of our favorite foods, just kind of, again, just informal, having a conversation, and hopefully, you guys or anybody, if anybody's actually watching, get something out of this. If not, David and I get to hang out for like a half hour. So that's cool too.
Yeah, we reduced the stress by not promoting this heavily before. I think I did one tweet about 5 minutes before we started because we really want to get it down. But hey, maybe some of you will be watching on the replay, and I think there's a few people in the chat. By the way, if you're in the chat, we are watching the chat. That's going to be a big part of this. As Kelly said, there has been a feeling of loneliness, being isolated, and I've been using video to compensate. And part of it is being on video with people on my team, people that I'm working with. But a part that's been missing for me is just the larger community. When I would go to these events, I wouldn't just talk to my friends Kelly. I would talk to people I've never met before, just people, new people. And I'm not getting that now. And with my current live streams, I'm still not getting it because I do one every other week or maybe three in one day, or it's whatever. I have a message to send, and it's not, that's giving a message for a message. I'm helping a sponsor promote their new product as opposed to building a community. And that's what I'd really, really love this to be. I'd love to have some regulars in the chat. I'd love to have some people that show up. Hey, Kev. This is what I'm talking about. Kev Talbot just showed up in the chat. This is what I want this stream to be. For names that we know, people that we know, and new friends, new people showing up in the chat, saying good afternoon and hanging out with us. as we talk about, we have a lot to talk about. I used to do a newsletter, and maybe I should go back to doing them. That's another conversation. But the newsletter would be, we have announcements. We need to do one because there's been announcements. There's been things happening. And now there's things happening every week. It's like we need to. I don't think a weekly stream is too much. I don't think we're going to run out of things to talk about. I think the day after the stream, we're going to be ready for the next one because things are moving so quickly right now in our industry.
Yeah,
I mean, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it is. Yeah, we wanted to plan. Just get something on a weekly basis to kind of get in the groove and just hang out and maybe share with the rest of the folks out there. There's so much cool stuff, and David's doing so much cool stuff with OBS, and we're working on videos, and there's just so much changing. And I know I keep saying that, but it's just trying to still have fun and be creative and create, interesting content without, shoving it in people's faces or getting Zoom fatigue or being too kind of prim and proper, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. There's things coming up all the time, like and I'll save the details of this for another broadcast. But I was briefed by an audio company yesterday. Actually, you know what? Let's give them a shout out. Nariva. They're an audio company. They make the audio equipment, and it was interesting because in the conversation, we were discussing how they have one of those micro. I don't want to get into the technology too much because I really need to read the briefing, but it's one of those things where no matter where you're standing in the room, the microphone picks you up. And they were talking about how when we come back to the office, instead of being all cramped around the microphones, we're going to want to spread out more. I'm like, so is this a social distancing microphone? And they were like, ooh, marketing it as a social distancing microphone, definitely something we're thinking about, and da da da. And I'm like, that got me thinking, is Huddle going to be replaced by social distancing? Are we going to have social distancing cameras, social distancing microphones, social distancing AV setup, social distancing, rules when sitting in a conference room? And I can write a white paper on that, or I could say, hey, Kelly, when you go back to the office, how many seats are you going to want in between you and the next person, even if there is a vaccine? For me, I'm going to still want a few seats. Are you going to go back to being a handshaker, or are you done like me?
Oh, that's so hard because I feel like everybody has their different point of view on that. And it's like people just run up and give me a hug and I'm like, don't touch me. Then I feel like a jerk because it's like I don't want to come across as, being, standoffish or that person, right? But I see some people that I've been working with and they go back. I mean, they're back at the office just like normal, but I'm nervous about it. I mean, I would like to have a few seats, and I think the new normal is going to be that way. I'm working with a partner and just putting together some kind of return to work stuff, and there's a lot to it.
Yeah, it's funny. Kevin, the chat is giving us 2 points of view. One point is a great point, which is Huddle is going to change. What we used to call a 6-person Huddle room will be a 2-person Huddle room, and those little 3-person Huddle rooms, those are going to be private phone booths. They're going to be video phone booths, and the 12-person conference room is going to be a 3 or 4. That's going to shrink down. But he also says, Kev says, I'm hugging. Some people are huggers. I'm a hugger. I really do want to go back to hugging, but not right away.
I know, but David,
not right away.
David lives in Florida and I live in Texas, which there's like the most cases anywhere, I think, other than maybe Georgia.
Yeah, Florida's
at least in the
bad.
United States. I don't think David's left his house in like 3 months.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to leave this room. But even afterwards, I'm still gonna. I don't know. I feel like, I'm still gonna be wanting to keep social distance. So I think it's really sad because we were really doing well with that Huddle. I loved Huddle. Huddle made sense to me. It wasn't just a marketing thing. It wasn't just trying to help my friends in the industry sell some more cameras. It made sense to me. I love the workflow. People getting out of their cubicles, getting out of their little private spaces and getting together, because I really think groups get more work done, unless it's one of those
I
meetings where you
miss
have people who
that.
don't need to be there. Those, the bad meetings. Don't let bad meetings ruin good meetings. But the good meetings. And then all of a sudden this hit, and it's, I'm sorry, I just don't want to huddle. I don't want to be shoulder to shoulder. I want a little distance. So we have to rethink it all. But that I don't want to lose teamwork because of it. I don't want to be. It's like, okay, so we're all individuals now. Everyone gets their tasks and go off. I do want. I still believe in the one plus one equals three. When I work on a project with Kelly or with anyone, it gets done faster. It gets done better. It gets done faster. It just gets done. So
Well, and collaboration is so important. I mean, even just working for myself now, I miss having a team. And now I have lots of teams, but I still miss having that like core team of people where you're creating and developing and brainstorming and implementing and executing, and that kind of feeling of satisfaction and like, dude, I kicked ass on this project and I could not have done it without anybody else, right? I couldn't have done that on my own. Yeah, now it's weird because we have to do it over video, which is fine, but it's just not the same. Like Kev said, I miss hugging, I miss being in spaces with humans.
yeah, yeah, but in a way, it's a positive because what you just described, that's the way you and I have always worked. You and I have never been, 9 to 5. I punch the clock. I hate my boss. I just do what I have to do. I hate my job, but they pay me money. So at 5 o'clock, yay, I'm happy, and then I start living my life. We've always been working all day
Right.
and being ourselves all day. We've always been that mix, and that's been the way to live. And we've never been, I worked 40 hours this week. I did a good job. Pat myself in the back. We've always been, I knocked out this project with my team and it was amazing. And we kicked butt, and that pat myself in the back. The some of the events that you've done with crazy themes and fancy cars and all the things showing up and all the logistics, putting that kind of a thing together. That's not a nine to five thing. That's a
Right.
team putting together a project, and that is such a better way to work. It's such a better way to live. It's so much more satisfying. And now a lot of other people are starting to live that way because they're not at the office, they're at home. So they're starting to work the
Mm-hmm.
way we work. They're starting to think about projects. They're starting to think about getting things done as opposed to clocking. Obviously, if you're service, if you're answering calls, you're still 9 to 5. It depends on the job, but I'm always looking for bright side and silver linings. If more people in the world could find the happiness that we found from our workflow, from being able to like live your life and
Right.
enjoy your work, it's kind of a good thing.
It's awesome. And we can still make money doing it. Although I do tend to find myself working obscene hours when certain things are due, but that's okay because if I want to take the afternoon off, I don't have to ask anybody and I can just do it.
Exactly, and I think I work more effectively that way. If I really need to take a walk, this afternoon I can take a walk, and then maybe I'll work till 2 in the morning, but I won't feel burnt out because I took the walk. I think not just me, but I think everyone I work with, the people on my team, I get more than 40 hours when I need it, and if not, there's less than 40 hours, but they're there for me if I need them. The point is the work's getting done and not the time. Hey, Williams AV.
It's Paige.
Good to see you. Is that Paige? Oh, Paige, hold on. If Paige is here, I got to show off the hair a little bit. I'm a little, okay, we get a little vanity. We're being ourselves here. I just got out of the shower, a
Right.
little splotchy. I'm a little embarrassed, but I'm human. We're all human here. But I know Paige is a fan of the hair. Look, can you see the purple? Can you see it, Paige? I went purple. And there's a surprise. Ready? Watch this. Behind the purple, blue. We bring out the blue on special occasions.
Oh my God. And I have to admit that David got me to do my hair as well. So I have purple in mine as well. It's getting a little faded, so I need to redo it. But yeah, we were gonna call this
Thank you,
podcast
Paige.
"Purple Hair Don't Care."
That's right. We are calling this podcast Purple Hair Don't Care. This is the Purple Hair Don't Care podcast.
It's actually the name of the purple is called Purple Rain. So I thought, I had to get it.
Yeah, I love that stuff. And by the way, this is what we want it to be. I mean, I think the conversation we were just having about the workflow in the new workforce, that was some good high level analyst stuff we got there. I mean, Kelly's knows more about the AV industry than I'll ever know, and I've been doing this video stuff for a while. But then we can break into just talking about our hair. I want this to be a community. I want this to be fun, and we're going to plan some fun stuff. I'm trying to get this dumb bot working in the chat. There's supposed to be this bot in the chat so you could type commands and it'll respond to you, and we can have giveaways and contests and all sorts of things. But hey, Anna's in the chat. Anna in the house. Big heart for Anna. Yes, Team LDV does have the best hair in the industry. And of course, we're going to be looking from input from our viewers. If people want, more guests, more contests, different format. But the idea is we just want this to be a regular thing and to kind of have some fun with it.
Ditto to what he said.
Right. Well, it's been, how long has this been? I've been looking at the clock. Should we chat a little longer? That's something we should plan out is how long these should be. And how we should smoothly transition to an ending.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's good. But let's do this again. Should we do this the same time next week? Same time every week?
Yeah, I kind of like it. Thursday's a good time because the beginning of the weeks are always really tough, and I feel like I cram as much stuff in, and by Thursday it's like, okay. And then tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah. Thursday is a low stress day for me. So as a presenter and as a viewer, I like Thursdays for doing stuff. And also next Wednesday, be sure to check our YouTube channel. We'll be doing a live stream, Video Rocks. Some of our sponsors will be joining us for conversations throughout the day, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to just be this format. Just watch it on YouTube.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Let's go to our fancy ending stream.